All right, good afternoon and 240209. This thing has, it's listed as no symmetry, but it's kind of like rotational symmetry. I don't know. No revolves here. We got some slopey parts. We got some rounds. We are in grams and steel. Let's jump right in. Um, So I'm going to create this sketch on, or I'm going to do this as an extrude on the front plane, but I'm going to do this a little bit weird. I love this drawing. It shows two different views and they're kind of copy and paste of each other, but they mean different things, which is so exciting. Maybe my view of exciting is different than yours, but that's to be expected. All right. Let's see. We're going to add a tangent arc and we're going to add a tangent arc. I don't want those to be equal. We're going to add a line. Make sure that's tangent. There we go. And let's get some dimensions on here. Overall width is 65. Let's see her overall height. $37. And let's see here. That bottom section has a height of 8. Let's grab that here. And we got a radius 12 and a radius of 15. And we're pretty good. Let's drop a hole right onto the center of that radius while we're here. That's going to be a diameter of 10. We're going to add a counterbore on the outside of that, but everything else here looks... Oh, no, we need that little notch. So let's see here. We got a notch here that's 8. And it comes all the way down to the flat. All right. All right, so we're going to add a notch. All right, and let's see here. We're going to make this point and this point coincident. We're going to make the width of the notch 8. And we are going to locate that from the left side of the notch to the center of the arc. And that's 32. All right, I'm doing this inside the extrude, so no sketch regions here. We're going to trim this out. Everything else is happy. We're good. All right, so for this extrude, I'm going to do something a little funky. I'm going to give it a distance essentially from a center plane. So instead of 42, we'll make it 42 divided by 2. But on my options, side 2, instead of having it go that way, I'm going to have this be, let's see here, the wall thickness should be 8. So 21 minus 8. All right. And let's see here. Let's do a quick extrude on this side. Let's get a circle on here. If I hover on that just a little bit, it'll give me the center, diameter of 15. We're going to give that a depth of 3. All right, so I wanted to add this draft, but in order to have that draft plane, I kind of need that split hinge area. I was going to add the bottom in after. I guess what I can do is I can take this top plane and extrude that up for 8. And I think I can use that as my hinge. So let's try adding draft to the surface with the draft hinge being that plane that I just created. And let's There we go. Value of 6. I don't ever trust my weak dimension, so make sure I type it in. And that's adding material out here, but that won't matter when we add the bottom part in. Okay, so this shows my front view. Then I've got my right side view with that 6. And then I've got essentially the back view. And these look identical, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. I'm going to add a plane at the midpoint. I love this feature between this surface and this surface. There's my mid plane. I'm going to also add an axis at the intersection of that mid plane and my front plane. Okay, and I'm going to take this body and I'm going to pattern that as an axial pattern around this axis. I'm going to make an angular extent, and I only want 2 of them. And there I go. I've got the draft coming to the inside. I've got the counterbore on the outside. That looks exactly like I had hoped it would. And now we're going to just do extrude on the bottom. Should be able to easily grab the corners and extrude that up. I could do up to the plane. I could just do up to 8. I could click on the bottom of that notch. There's so many different ways I could grab that without typing that in. Collinear, tangent. I think we got this one. Let's give it a shot. Control G, Control R. It says plus or minus 1 gram. It's not correct. All right, so 90 degrees to the outside. Interesting. So why would this... Oh, I think maybe I know. Let's just double check. Those 2 should merge, and if they merge, yeah, it doesn't show up as 2 separate bodies anymore. I bet that's it. Maybe not. Repaint. Oh, yep, that's going to be it. So my mass properties was before my body merge. So we got to change the order. Control G, Control R. So what happened was, it's always fun to find a mistake and fix it. What happened was, when I did the pattern, the mirror, or the pattern of the body, these were 2 separate bodies. And then when I added the material, it added to one of the bodies and not to the other one. And because I had not yet merged the 2 bodies together, all of the volume down in this corner was duplicated. So where if I had just done them not as a separate body, but as a, if I had taken and grouped the features and patterned it, and it might have left it as the same shape. Or if I had created the base first and then done the part at the top and then mirrored that or patterned it, it wouldn't have added to the existing body. But the way I did it with the body pattern, which can be a really helpful tool, the way I did it, I ended up having a little zone where it double counted its mass. So something to look forward to and try to remember in future models to double check for that scenario. All right, hope that helps. Take care.